Om Agyan Om Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yata Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Gunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Rana Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishakam Vitam Scha Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnanajana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurava Bhistam Supurakam Guruganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chincha Chincha Samastabeda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanagam Govinda Bidam Ujjalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwagurun Divyad Bhagavat Prem Noe Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanum Suchandavaranam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shubharam Madeka Sharanam Nyashishwara Shidharam Vanshakopatarubyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Nama. So we're hearing Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is Adi-lila chapter 5, the glories of Sri Nityananda Balaram, and we're on text number 92. Okay. Eta Navama Shloker Arta Bibaran Dashama Shloker Arta Shuna Diyaman. I have thus explained the 9th verse, and now I shall explain the 10th. Please listen with rapt attention. So this is the 10th Sanskrit verse explaining the glories of Sri Nityananda Balaram. Yashyam Shamsha Srila Garbhodashai Yanabi Abjam Loka Sangatanalam Loka Shrashtu Sutika Damadatus Tam Sri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. I offer my full obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, partial part of whom is Garbhodakshai Vishnu. From the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu sprouts the lotus, that is the birthplace of Brahma, the engineer of the universe. The stem of that lotus is the resting place of the multitude of planets. Seta Parusha Ananda Brahmanda Srijya Sabande Praveshila Bahumurti Haya. After creating millions of universes, the first person entered into each of them in a separate form as Sri Garbhodakshai Vishnu. So first, we heard yesterday from the previous verse, that would be, I believe, the 8th verse of the, let me just check. The 8th verse, describing the expansion of Sri Nityananda Ram, or Sri Balaram, as being Mahavishnu. Now that's the first Purusha avatar. From that Purusha avatar comes a further expansion, and that's Garbhodakshai Vishnu. So after I offer my full obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, a partial part of whom is Garbhodakshai Vishnu. From the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu sprouts the lotus that is the birthplace of Brahma, the engineer of the universe. The stem of that lotus is the resting place of the multitude of planets. So, as I mentioned yesterday, Brahma is an engineer. Sometimes when they talk about the guna avatars, Brahma is termed the creator. But he's just the creator in the sense of creating all the different, let's say, the forms for the universe, but the actual living entities are injected into the universe by the glance of Mahavishnu. Then the Lord expands himself in and enters into each universe as Garbhodakshai Vishnu. What you're saying? Okay. Seta Purushananta Brahmanda Shrijya Sab Ande Praveshila Bahumurti Hoya. After creating millions of universes, the first Purusha entered into each of them in a separate form as Sri Garbhodakshai. Bitare Praveshi Deke Sab Andakar Rohite Nahika Sthana Korila Bichar. Entering the universe, he found only darkness, with no place in which to reside. Thus he began to consider. Nijanga Sreda Jala Korila Srijan Sejale Koila Arda Brahmanda Baran. Then he created water with the perspiration of his body, and with that water filled half the universe. Brahmanda Pramana Panchashat Koti Yojan Ayama Vishtara Dui Hoi Eksam. The universe measures 500 million yojans. Its length and breadth are one and the same. Jalebari Ardataha Koila Nijabas Ara Arde Koila Choda Bhuvana Prakash. After filling half the universe with water, he made his own residence therein and manifested the 14 worlds in the other half. Tahat Prakasha Hoila Vaikuntha Nijadam Shesha Shayanjali Korila Vishram. There he manifested Vaikuntha as his own abode and rested in the waters on the bed of Lord Sesha. So he's filled half the universe with water, and he's resting on Sesha Nag, who's his bed. Ananta Shayate Teho Korila Shayan Sahasra Mastaka Tara Sahasra Badan Sahasra Charana Hasta Sahasra Nayan Sarva Batara Bees Jagat Karan. He lay there with Ananta as his bed. Lord Ananta is a divine serpent, having thousands of heads, thousands of faces, thousands of eyes, and thousands of hands and feet. He is the seed of all incarnations and is the cause of the material world. Taranabi Padma Hoite Utila Ek Padma Se Padme Hoila Brahmara Janma Sadma. From his navel grew a lotus flower, which became the birthplace of Lord Brahma. From the navel of Vishnu grew a lotus flower, which became the birthplace of Lord Brahma. So, if people hear this, then they just assume, oh, this is all mythology. That's what their assumption will be. But we are not coming to that conclusion. This just because if we understand, first of all, the word Vaikuntha means without any limitation, no limits. So you throw the limits out of your mind, and then you hear in the scriptures what is the situation with the Purusha avatars. Now, first of all, Mahavishnu, from his breathing, out of his pores and out of his nostrils is coming so many unlimited universes. And we understand that universes themselves are quite expansive. The scientists will say they're actually always expanding. But then the universe seems like particles of dust in a beam of sunshine. And in comparison to the size of Mahavishnu, just his breathing, they're coming out as like so many particles. So therefore we can't even conceive of how big Mahavishnu is, that unlimited universes are coming. So people will say that it will be hard for people to accept it. Again, they'll say, this is myth. But we will say, no, rather this is achintya. You cannot conceive of it, not with your mental mind, not with your material mind, and you won't be able to conceive of this. Okay. From his navel grew a lotus flower, which became the birthplace of Lord Brahma. Se Padmanale Hoila Choda Bhuvan, Teho Brahma Hoya Shrishti Korila Srijan. Within the stem of that lotus were the 14 worlds. Thus the Supreme Lord, as Brahma, created the entire creation. So, Supreme Lord created the creation working through Brahma. Brahma becomes, the instrument, an instrument for the Lord, just as yesterday we spoke of the potter and the potter's wheel for being able to create, some plates, some bowls out of clay. So, like that, the Lord can work through Brahma. Vishnu Rupa Hoya Kori Jagat Palane Gunatita Vishnu Sprisha Nahi Maya Gune. And as Lord Vishnu, he maintains the entire world. Lord Vishnu, being beyond all material attributes, has no touch with the material qualities. Sri Baladev Vidyabhushan says that although Vishnu is the predominating deity of the quality of goodness in the material world, he is never affected by the quality of goodness, for he directs that quality simply by his supreme will. It is said that all living entities can derive all good fortune from the Lord simply by his will. In the Vamana Purana, it is said that the same Vishnu expands himself as Brahma and Shiva to direct the different qualities. Because Lord Vishnu expands the quality of goodness, he has the name Sattvatanu. The multifarious incarnations of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu are known as Sattvatvanu. Therefore, in all Vedic scriptures, Vishnu has been described as being free from all material qualities. In the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Harir I Nirguna Sakshad Purusha Prakrite Para Sasarvadrig Upadrashtatam Bhajan Nirguno Bhavet. The Supreme Lord Hari is always uncontaminated by the modes of material nature, where he is beyond the material manifestation. He is the source of the knowledge of all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma, and he is the witness of everything. Therefore, one who worships the Supreme Lord Vishnu also attains freedom from the contamination of material nature. One can attain freedom from the contamination of material nature by worshipping Vishnu, and therefore he is called Sattvatanu, as described above. So we understand that from the Chatushloka of the Srimad Bhagavatam, there it mentions that the Supreme Lord existed before the creation, during the creation, and after the annihilation. He is all that exists. So everything we can understand that before this material creation, the Lord existed. So the Lord is not subject to any of the rules or any of the attributes of nature that we find in this creation. He's not subject to that. He himself existed before the creation, so he is not one of the created beings, in the sense of, he's not subject to the mode of goodness. He's not subject to anything. He's not conditioned by the modes of material nature. He himself is you can say, ultimately, he's the creator of everything, whether it's working through Lord Brahma, but everything is ultimately the energy of the Lord. Rudra Rupa Dori Kore Jagat Samhar Shrishti Stiti Pralay Ichaya Jahar. Assuming the form of Rudra, he destroys the creation. Thus creation, maintenance, and dissolution are created by his will. Hiranyagarbha Antarjami Jagatkaran Jara Amsha Kore Kore Virata Kopan He is the super soul, Hiranyagarbha, the cause of the material world. The universal form is conceived as his expansion. Hina Narayan Jara Amshara Amsha Se Prabhu Nityananda Sarva Avatamsha. That Lord Nityananda is a part of a plenary part of Lord Nityananda. That Lord Narayan is a part of a plenary part of Lord Nityananda Balaram, who is the source of all incarnations. So here the point being, this is all the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. We're mentioning what is the, as I said before, when we're hearing about this, we're hearing the ontology. What is working in the, what is the source? What is behind the activities of all the persons who are active within Mahaprabhu's presence in this world? Their actions. Who is acting? Why are they acting? That's all being given through the ontology mentioned in the initial chapters of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then you can understand something of their actions. You know, when Nityananda, he's originally Krishna's first expansion is Balaram. Now Balaram, Nityananda is called Avadut. And Balaram certainly has that quality. You know, he himself, Krishna is fighting on the side of the Pandavas, and we can say that in one sense that Balaram was like the Astra Guru. He was like the instructing guru of Duryodhana, one of the most. He himself was the cause of the whole battle, the whole war, patricidal war, we could say, is all, you know, is all happening because of Duryodhana. You know, literally fighting against family members, grandfathers, uncles, everything, even brothers. You know, and it's all because of Duryodhana, and yet Balaram instructed him how to fight, and during the battle, Balaram couldn't take the side of the Pandavas. Therefore, he went on pilgrimage. He wasn't going to fight against Krishna, but he wasn't going to fight on the Pandava side against the Kurus. So he decided to go on pilgrimage. So, you know, and certainly the actions of Balaram are often like that of an Avadut, dragging the city of Hastinapur, practically dragged it into the Ganga with his plow. When he went there originally to see the Kurus, he told them, you know, that they should all come. Basically, he told them that they should all come and surrender to Krishna. You know, and then he remarked something like, "Why we've let you two brothers use the royal paraphernalia out of our own kindness. You know, the chamara, which is normally used for royalty, and also the thrones, everything. We have allowed you to use that in Dwarka, but you know, actually, we can rescind that." And then Balaram became very annoyed. He says, "What are you talking about? Even the reigning deities of all the planets, they will come and bow down before Krishna." And then he took his plow and began dragging his Hastinapur into the Ganga. And then they all came, and he also gave some conditions about you know, a marriage was to take place between the families, and ultimately when they saw this, they presented they presented the couple when they had been kind of kept under house arrest, so to speak. So Balaram and his example of when he's drinking Varuni and calling the Jamuna to him. And the Jamuna, out of fear, because he's a little intoxicated, doesn't immediately come there. And then he begins like just scratching the Jamuna with his plow and creating all these tributaries from the Jamuna. And then the Jamuna comes and presents herself. So Balaram, his actions are, you could say, they give you some idea of what the quality of Nityananda Balaram is. He's an avadut, but Balaram also shows that kind of quality. So again, if we understand something of the ontology, what is the source, then we'll understand also some of the actions. So I'm not here to so much talk about, whether the aspects of creation, that's been given by Krishnadas Kaviraj. So it's that we understand from, we've understood this long ago from the consideration of Krishna and his expansions. Certainly the devotees who have, been in the mission for some time, they're aware of who is Krishna, who is Balaram. So now, what's being discussed here, which probably you also know, is who is Nityananda Prabhu, who is Mahaprabhu. Because they're called Chana, Krishna's, Mahaprabhu is called Chana Avatar. He's a hidden incarnation. He's not so apparent. That's why people come into our temple. They see the deities. Many of the Hindus come into here, and they see the deities, and they know who Gandharvika and Giridhari is, in the sense that they'll say Radha Govinda, but they don't know who is Mahaprabhu. And they'll see Mahaprabhu, and sometimes they'll be confused. Who is this? Who is this person? But our philosophy is Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahiyanya. And Mahaprabhu is both Radha and Krishna combined. And it's already been discussed also in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But that is the philosophy. That's the philosophy in all the temples. That's what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has established of the deities of Mahaprabhu and Radha Govinda, of course, in our case, Gauranga Sundar and Gandharvika Giridhari, which you can show the deities here. This is all. That's what's being discussed. When in our temples we sing Saraswat Arti, which is composed by Srila Bhakti Rakshiradev Goswami Maharaj, and that beautiful arti is also describing this fact. So here, as I'm saying, the Chaitanya Charitamrita is giving you some information of who are all the different personalities. Who is Mahaprabhu? Who is Nityananda Prabhu? Then we'll hear who is Advaita Acharya? Who is Gadadhar Pandit? Who is Srivas Thakur? They all, have their, inherent qualities because of, understanding their whole spiritual nature. Okay. Rudra Rupa Dori Kore Jagat Samhar Shristi Stiti Pralay Ichai Jahar. Assuming the form of Rudra, he destroys the creation. Thus creation, maintenance, and dissolution are created by his will. So, all this. Glories of Sri Nityananda Balaram. Hiranyagarbha Antarjami Jagat Karan Jara Amsha Kore Kore Virata Kalpan. He is the super soul, Hiranyagarbha, the cause of the material world. The universal form is conceived as his expansion. Hena Narayan Jara Amshara Amsha Prabhu Nityananda Sarva Avatamsha. That Lord Narayan is a part of the plenary part of Lord Nityananda Balaram, who is the source of all incarnations. Dashama Shlokarartha Koila Vivaran Ekadash Shlokarartha Shunadiyaman. I have thus explained the 10th verse. Now, please listen to the meaning of the 11th verse with all your mind. Yashyam sham sham sha paratma kilanam poshta vishnur bhati dugdab divshai shoni varta yatkala sopi anantas tam Sri Nityananda Ramam prapadye. Yashyam sham sham sha paratma kilanam poshta vishnur bhati dugdabdi shai shoni bharta yat kala sopyanantas tam Sri Nityananda Ramam prapadye. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, whose secondary part is the Vishnu lying in the ocean of milk. That Kshirodakshai Vishnu is the supersoul of all living entities and the maintainer of all the universes. Seshanag is his further subpart. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, whose secondary part is the Vishnu lying in the ocean of milk. That Kshirodakshai Vishnu is the supersoul of all living entities and the maintainer of all the universes. Seshanaga is his further subpart. Narayanara Nabidnala Madhyate Dharani Dharanira Madhye Sapta Samudra Jagani. The material planets rest within the stem that grows from the lotus navel of Lord Narayan. Among these planets are 7 oceans. Tahachiro Dadi Madhye Svedadvipanam Palayita Vishnutara Sainijadam. There, in part of the ocean of milk, lies Svedadvip, the abode of the sustainer, Lord Vishnu. So this is describing beginning to describe Kshirodakshai Vishnu, the third of the Purusha avatars. We heard of Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, now Kshirodakshai Vishnu. Sakala Jiver Tiho Hoye Antarjami Jagat Palaka Tiho Jagatara Swami. He is the supersoul of all living entities. He maintains this material world, and he is its Lord. The Laghu Bhagavatamrita gives the following description of the Vishnu Loka within this universe, quoted from the Vishnu Dharmottara. Okay, above Rudra Lok, the planet of Lord Shiva is the planet called Vishnu Lok, 400,000 miles in circumference, which is inaccessible to any mortal living being. Above this Vishnu Lok and east of the Sumera hill is a golden island called Mahavishnu Lok in the ocean of salt water. Lord Brahma and other demigods sometimes go there to meet Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu lies there with the goddess of fortune, and it is said that during the 4 months of the rainy season he enjoys sleeping on that Seshanaga bed. East of Sumera is the ocean of milk, in which there is a white city on a white island where the Lord can be seen sitting with his consort Lakshmiji on a throne of Sesha. That feature of Vishnu also enjoys sleeping during the 4 months of the rainy season. The Svedadvip in the Milk Ocean is situated just south of the ocean of salt water. It is calculated that the area of Svedadvip is 200,000 square miles. That transcendently beautiful island is decorated with desire trees to please Lord Vishnu and his consort. There are references to Svedadvip in the Brahmanda Purana, Vishnu Purana, Mahabharata, and Padma Purana, and there is the following reference in Srimad Bhagavatam. Svetadvipa patochitam shure dharma mai moyi darayan shvet tatam jati sad urmi rohito nara. My dear Uddhava, you may know that my transcendental form of Vishnu in Svetadvipa is identical with me in divinity. Anyone who places the Lord of Svetadvipa within his heart can surpass the pangs of the 6 material tribulations: hunger, thirst, birth, death, lamentation, and illusion. Thus one can attain one's original transcendental form. Yuga manvantari dori nana avatar dharma samstapana kori adharma samhar. In the ages and millenniums of Manu, he appears as different incarnations to establish the principles of real religion and vanquish the principles of irreligion. The Lord Vishnu, who lies in the ocean of milk, incarnates himself in various forms to maintain the laws of the cosmos and annihilate the causes of disturbances. Devaganina Pai Jaharanarshan Shirudakatiri Jai Koranastava. Unable to see him, the demigods go to the shore of the ocean of milk and offer prayers to him. So they go to that ocean of milk and they pray to Lord Vishnu. And their prayers come out as the Purusha Shukta, the prayers that they offer. Tabe avatari kori jagat palan ananda vaibhava taranahika gaman. It then descends to maintain the material world. His unlimited opulences cannot be counted. Say Vishnu hoy jara amsham shara amsha, say Prabhu Nityananda sarva avatamsha. That Lord Vishnu is but a part of a plenary portion of Lord Nityananda, who is the source of all incarnations. Say Vishnu say shorupe dharana dharani kaha ache mahi shire hena nahijani. That same Lord Vishnu, in the form of Lord Sesha, holds the planets upon his heads, although he does not know where they are, for he cannot feel their existence upon his heads. In other words, he cannot perceive all these planets are upon the heads of Seshanag, but he's not aware of them. They're there, but he can't feel their weight upon his heads. Sahasra Vishtirna Jara Vanara Manda Suryajini Manigana Korejalamo. His thousands of extended hoods are adorned with dazzling jewels surpassing the sun. Panchashad Koti Yojan Prativi Vishtar Jara Ek Fani Rohe Sarashapa Akar. The universe, which measures 500 million yojans in diameter, rests on one of his hoods like a mustard seed. Setananta Sesh Bhakta Avatar Ishvarara Seva Bina Nahi Janiyar. That Ananta Sesh is the devotee incarnation of Godhead. He knows nothing but service to Lord Krishna. Sahasrabarane Kore Krishna Gunagan Nirabadi Gunagana Antanahibhan. With his thousands of mouths, he sings the glories of Lord Krishna, but although he always sings in that way, he does not find an end to the qualities of the Lord. Sanakare Bhagavad Shune Jaramuke Bhagavanar Guna Kohe Bashe Prema Suke. The 4 Kumaras hear Srimad Bhagavatam from his lips, and they in turn repeat it in the transcendental bliss of love of Godhead. Kshatrapaduka Shaya Upad Dana Vasan Arama Avasya Yagya Sutra Simhasan. He serves Lord Krishna assuming all the following forms: umbrella, slippers, bedding, pillows, garments, resting chair, residence, sacred thread, and throne. Edamurti Beda Kore, Krishna Seva Kore, Krishnara Seshata, Pana Seshan Namadari. He is thus called Lord Sesha, for he has attained the ultimate end of servitude to Krishna. He takes many forms for the service of Krishna, and thus he serves the Lord. So we hear of measurements, we hear of size and all these things we cannot fit into our present frame of reference. But we also hear that within the 32 miles circumference of Vrindavan, they do Vrindavan Parikrama, there is contained all the planets and everything. So, and that's just 32 miles. So this, if everything, so many spiritual planets and everything can be contained within a 32-mile circumference of Vrindavan, then there's ample room for everything. Obviously, we're talking about a frame of reference when we refer to spiritual and we refer to material. You can't conceive of what's happening because, for instance, in the prayer of the Sikshastika, where it says, Yugaitam nimeshena chakshushaya pravishaitam shunyaitam jagat sarvam govinda virahename. Mahaprabhu says that in 1 second, 1 moment of absence from the Lord, he's considering that like more than a yuga. And some people will translate as yuga as so many years, but Srila Sridhar Maharaj has said that actually the term of yuga is meant to convey to you that in separation, in the intensity of Mahaprabhu's separation, 1 moment of absence or separation from the Lord, he considers that more like an eternity, that yuga gives eternity. Well, obviously, if you try to impose some sense of limitation when you hear, that planet's, such and such a size, but that is not a large size when we consider the expansiveness of the universe, etc. And you will, imposing your material measurements upon what is unlimited, you will find that nothing tallies, nothing works for you. E Murti Beda Kore, Krishna Seva Kore, Krishnara, Seshatampana, Seshanamadari. He is thus called Lord Sesha, for he has attained the ultimate end of servitude to Krishna. He takes many forms for the service of Krishna, and thus he serves the Lord. Seta Ananta Jarakohe Ekkala Hena Prabhu Nityananda Ke Jani Tarakela. That person of whom Lord Ananta is a kala, or part of a plenary part, is Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who therefore can know the pastimes of Lord Nityananda. So tomorrow we'll talk about the considerations that is presenting Krishnadas Kaviraj, because just to give you an idea, in the next verse he says, Esa Brahmani Jani Nityananda Tattvasima Tahake Ananta Kohe Ki Tara Mahima. From these conclusions we can know the limit of the truth of Lord Nityananda, But what glory is there in calling him Ananta? Now, what's being presented here is that Krishnadas Kaviraj, he will present his conclusions of who these personalities are, and then there's some difference between what Krishnadas Kaviraj presents and the conclusions of Vrindavan Das Thakur. But he also explains how that they are not, the conclusions are not incompatible. So, anyway, tomorrow we'll speak about that. So, now, Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama. Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama.
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan.
Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan.
Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Janardan Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raguna. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raguna.
Shiva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raguna.
Jai Gosai Kori Chanana Banan.
Jai Gosai Gauri Chanana Banan.
Jahoite Vishnu, Jahoite Vignanasha Vishta Puran.
Jahoite Vignanasha Vishta Puran.
Jai Gosai Dharmi Dharanan.
Jai Gosai Gauri Chanana.
Tasavar Pararenu Mora Panchagram.
Samaya Pararenu Mora Panchaga.
Pardon me? I'm just like, someone else sing. I'm just not feeling well today.
Pandira Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanneva.
Pandira Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanneva. Jana me mora abhila.
Hey, Chai Gosai, Jai
Gosai Koyata. Radha Krishna Adi-lila Gloria Prakash.
Anande Bolo Hari Bhasha Vrindavan.
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Vajayyaman.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Vajayyaman.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Koriyan.
Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Koriyan.
Harinam Sankirtana Kore Naratamada.
Harinam Sankirtana Kore Naratamada.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Garanga Gandharvika Giridhari Jo Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Hanumansa Paramajaka Charyashta Tara Sata Shri Shiman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Hanumansa Paramajaka Charyashta Tara Sata Shri Shiman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanunga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Brahmachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhakti Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhadada Shri Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Guru Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad Ki Jai. Janardan Shri Vaishamananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Vishwavarenya Shri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Vidam Ki Jai. Shri Ram Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Sri Saparshada Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan Sham Kunda Radhakunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Lord Premanand
Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj Ki Jai.
Sripad Bhakti Chandan Parvat Maharaj Ki Jai.